there, and good morning. This is not your national news broadcast. In fact, this is not news at all. It's basketball here at Wesley Chapel, Florida. This is the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus of Pasco County, Florida, and we are live back on air everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram Live. This is game one of what should be an 8-game stretch today, day 2 of the HoopSeen Florida Jam out here showcasing talent from 5th grade all the way up to seniors in high school, looking to get some final takes on the board. Billy Adams, alongside my co-host and analyst and cameraman, Michael Zanetti, we are taking you through once again some more basketball action right here as we have just tipped off, folks. And Mike, a lot of great games yesterday. I think the competition, as opposed to the last tournament, maybe not as stiff, but both of these teams, some big returners, and more importantly, they were winners yesterday.
Yeah, Billy. I mean, you look at yesterday, there was a lot of 20-point wins. You saw a couple teams up by a lot of points, but that's the biggest thing about a 2-day tournament is that today you'll see all the teams that have been playing well, and I love the Jupiter Jaguars yesterday. They played awesome. You see the height difference between both teams. We were talking about it, but it's going to be fun. That's for sure. Second game, it's going to be a lot more entertaining.
Second game indeed, and Jupiter did pick up a big win against the Raptors in yesterday's contest, and it was a back-and-forth affair for them. A lot of threes going down early, but then it seemed to be quiet for both teams on the front end until Jupiter began forcing turnovers, forcing ill-advised passes on the Raptors, prone to making mistakes. And Jupiter, when they get going, they're so quick and so elusive through the paint, and they're also, I kind of described them pregame as just pests. They're everywhere, all at once, and they kind of just get in your face, hands on your arms, and it's a constant issue of, like, how much space can I get? And that's how good teams cause disruption. And then, as you mentioned, Mike, on the other end, this Southwest Florida Hoop squad has a lot of height advantage, specifically with 25 and 35 in the paint. Unfortunately, we do not have names for the Southwest Florida Hoop squad, but nonetheless, we can identify by numbers, and the height differential is definitely there. Right now, though, no difference in the scores. It's still 0. Up top, we got 2 working with 12. Here's 12 working up. There's the height differential. 25 working in for Southwest Florida. Moving over Norman. Kicks it out. A drive, a mid-range jumper is going to be good for 35, and Southwest Florida's on the board.
Yeah, looking at the Jaguars yesterday, they were up by as many as 12 in that first half. The Raptors came all the way back, and then they reignited their lead going back up by 12 again. So they ended up winning by close to 20, but that was a game where you know that you're going to have good first half and good second half. You've got to play your style of basketball. Quick, fast-paced, in-transition basketball.
Nicholas lost the handle. Here comes the Hoop squad. Pushing, trying to up the tempo. That ball falling out of bounds. And the Jaguars might have gotten bailed out. That was a costly turnover there by Zach Fleming. But nonetheless, they are bailed out. And now, here's a rare opportunity. Already getting to see some slowing down in the transition pace.
We didn't see too much. The Hoop squad didn't have to do anything crazy yesterday, but that's the thing is you don't want to have that, especially early in the morning, some bad passes.
There's somebody you're going to want to see more often than not. It's Nash Norman, unable to get that ball. There's Fleming fighting for it, going off the hands of what should be South Florida. I believe they're going to call it. No, they are going to keep it. Okay. Thought they were giving it to South Florida. I was like, wait a second. I know it's early, but... So the Jags will keep the ball. 13:24 remains here in half number 1. This game already flying by, but it is just a 2-0 lead. Nicholas from an open J, and he's got it on the board. That's a 3-2 lead now. Oh, a quick steal. Transition, and the floater is nice and pure from Brandon Cullum. In a matter of 2 seconds, we have a 3 and a steal and a score from Cullum, and it's a 5-2 lead. Again, could this be a replication, maybe, of a game of runs?
You said it, Billy. They're pests, and that's the thing. They may not be the flashiest team height-wise, but they're fast and they are quick, and you don't want to get behind against this team. They will be playing full-court defense. That's what they do. They make adjustments, and quickly they're in full-court press defense. They're feeling good. It's only 5-2, so I like the timeout. Get your guys resettled down. But, utilize your height. I would say don't run. You don't have to run against this team because I don't think you'll win. Slow things down, get it in the paint because that's where you'll find your mismatches.
Well, I mean, too, when you look at what the Jags are doing as well that's so effective, I mean, there's 2 things I can keep an eye on. Number 1 is the pace, obviously, and being a pest with that pace. But the best thing you can do, if you have a height disadvantage, keep the ball out of the hands of those height differentials. And right now, obviously that's not happening on this possession, but that's what they're trying to do, trying to keep it out of the hands of 25 and 35. How about the trap here, working from Norman and Bombardier, bombarding at the half-court center line, and they got the ball.
We saw the reason they beat the Raptors by double digits yesterday, and that was part of it. They had the trap, the half-court trap, the full-court trap. It has worked so well for them.
Working up top is Bombardier with Norman. Norman, instrumental in this offensive output yesterday. Nicholas has a three already. How about the transition ball movement? McCollum kicking, driving Bombardier from three. The bank is open at 8:33 on a Sunday.
Bombardier kind of led this offense yesterday for the Jaguars. Why not add another three?
Here's the mismatch. Going to be dangerous. That three on the mark. And that was a much-needed three from number 3 of Southwest Florida. Here's Bombardier up top, working with Norman. They're going to slow it down just a bit. Been working in transition to try and get to the paint just a little bit more. And Column, everything is falling in the building of Pasco County Wiregrass. Full court pressure is there, more of a zone, but still full court. Nearly open with 35. 25 goes up. Contact is made. Here comes Column. 3-on-3. It's an even match. Nicholas penetrating, trying to go in. And finally falling out of bounds before an elusive turn of events. Back and forth affairs, though. A 3, a 2, a steal. Everybody is woken up here on Sunday morning. Column going to be responsible for the throw-in. Southwest Florida working. Norman working even harder. Might have had it tipped.
I like the aggressiveness trying to go inside early. Just not necessarily their best matchup.
And going inside despite having 3 defenders and a height differential. I mean, that's quite impressive, and it takes a lot of guts. Here's Bombardier working on 2 of Southwest Florida. Up top, SW trying to work. Norman able to take it away. Norman got possession. Jump ball's called, and it should be going back to the Jags. How about the Jupiter Jaguars? Jupiter is ascending here in Pasco County. 11-5 is your score, and already they have a chance to close in on a double-digit lead in a mere 2 possessions. Nicholas, he's got some help, some space from Fleming, just off the mark. A much-needed stop here for Southwest.
A lot of things the Jaguars do well is finish inside. You see Bombardier, you see Nash. The outside shooting has been spectacular.
A nice post-up jumper there in the paint. It was off the mark. That's going to be a foul on 25 of Southwest Florida. Our first of the morning. 10:47 remains in half number 1.
Still only a 6-point game, so, I mean, you can very easily get back in this with 1-3. We saw the Hoops' ability to shoot the 3, so maybe you just make this stop and try and get it back.
You can't leave Column open, and that's exactly why. That's the 3rd 3 for Column already in this contest.
9 of 14, wow. Jaguars pulling.
Brandon Column coming alive. You can't miss him. He's got the flowy hair, and his shot is flowing in the rim. 25 on the Southwest Florida side answering. 14-7. Even if it's not a 3, you got to make something.
Column's got 9. The team's got 5.
He's got 9. He can drive too, folks. He can drive to 11 points for Brandon Column in 16 total. Here's the full court pressure. Once again, you see the rotations left to right constantly. Wide open. 3 of Southwest Florida. Off the side iron, the Jags retain. Here's Column in transition. They are wasting little to no time with under 10 remaining. It'll be Fleming. Working up top. He's got help with Norman. Norman working up. 25 and 12 in rotation for Southwest. Driving. Fleming. Trying to get it in. Can't get his own board. 25 corral.
Oh, what a steal.
Live ball. Here we go. 3-on-3. Wide open is Fleming for 3. And no doubt about it, they have missed 1 of 5 threes thus far to start this game.
The Jaguars got to be feeling good after that. 2 timeouts. You only get 4 for the game. So that's kind of the early. 2 timeouts within 6 minutes of play. They have their biggest lead of the ballgame, 12.
They are absolute pests as we described them, chipping away at the ball, getting steals, playing full court pressure defense at 8 o'clock in the morning, wasting no time to get going. And I got to say, I mean, we got to shout out the three-point shooting. I don't think we saw too much of it getting hot yesterday from anybody. Wasn't a ton of three-point shooting that you would see in a game that has arguably evolved into a three-point shooting, sport. But now, 19-7 is the lead. Brandon Collum is 3 of 3 from 3 with a most recent drive. And the transition as well, I mean, is ecstatic. We saw Zach Fleming get that most recent 3. The pace is just on fire.
Here's the thing, Billy. They didn't have to shoot a lot yesterday because they weren't giving it to them. They could shoot, but that's the thing. It was covered well by the Raptors in that game. So they went inside, and they finished. Bombardier was the key factor in the paint, but now Charlie Harris actually yesterday had like 2 or 3 threes on the day, but that was the big factor for them beyond the arc. Now today, you see them coming out firing from all cylinders on the outside, and that's how you're going to go up and dig in games, and this has just been an absolute Jaguar pounder.
And we got to credit the passing, too. I mean, we saw about 8 or 9 passes per possession. The rotation is astounding. It's pro basketball at its finest at a high school level. Approaching the 9-minute remaining mark here. 19-7. There's a good rotation on the inside and a much-needed closer there from 12 of Southwest Florida. Boy, you want to talk about a showstopper right there. You needed that. One more shot, and, I mean, the confidence could have been derailed for the half.
That's what you got to do. Get back in and chip away, right?
Chip away.
I don't think you need to force any threes or any shots that aren't out there. Find a way to get it inside and just you can play defense. We saw the Jaguars going on a little bit of a drought in the second half, but if they're hot, it's hard to stop them.
So right now the Jags going to slowly take it up court, maybe take some time off this evading clock. Under 9 minutes remain. It's a 9-point affair. The largest lead has been 12. Here's another 3 from Fleming. You can't leave him open. Nicholas fighting for it, nearly got it. It's corralled in, though, by the hoop. Here we go in transition with the hoop squad. Working up top, 13, most recently checked in. Here's 2, going up. Left-handed layup, just off the mark, and it will stay with the hoop. And you mentioned Charlie Harris having a strong day yesterday. He's going to be checking in, and sitting down is going to be the Zach Fleming that we saw make the most recent 3 in their 19-point affair thus far.
A little bit different of a setup. Fleming did not start in that last game yesterday against the Raptors, so Harris kind of was the main guy out there. So now he'll come in off the bench, maybe a little bench fire.
A little bench fire, and I think it just shows you the type of depth the Jags are working with as well. I mean, they look like a type of team, especially from watching in the last tournament as well. They can play through about 12 or 13 guys and get the same exact result. So curious to see if that plays a factor in today's tournament. Here's Nicholas kicking it out. Collins still remains out there. Remember, he has 11 of 19 in this contest. Bombardier rotating up top. They're trying to kick it to the paint. A turnaround jumper, a rare sighting. How about Norman fighting for it and nearly getting it, but it's corralled in by the hoop. 13 up top, working with 2. Collum to guard with Harris. There's 25 working. We haven't seen too much of that post game from 25 or 35. It's going to be interesting to see when that height differential begins to play a role.
Doesn't look like it's doing any effect, Billy.
And we are halfway in the first half and still no roll. 13. Nice hesitation step. Goes up, too soft. Got his own miss. And working up top. Remember, folks, no shot clock in this game. Plenty of time. You could buy a house and pay it off before they get a shot off if you want it. 13 working up top. That's Norman guarding with Bombardier. And nonetheless, it's all 13 on that possession in a 19-13 affair.
And just like that, a 12-point lead is now been cut to 6. So just like that.
Under 7 minutes remain here in half number 1. We are off to a hot start at the Pasco County Wiregrass Ranch Campus. Games yesterday were competitive, majority in the first half. This one, no different, as Harris gets fouled. He should be at the line. And it looks like it'll be on White 3 of Southwest Florida.
I think they just gave him the tee. I don't know what for, but technical foul was given.
So a technical foul was given. Interesting call there.
Either he's talking or something. That's the only thing I can really assume.
I think he said he called it on 13. I think that's what I saw. That's interesting.
I couldn't tell you
That's interesting. I saw 3. I didn't see another number, and there's not a 3 out there at the moment. But, yeah, very, very interesting call. And a guy you don't want to shoot free throws, I mean, and Charlie Harris, that's a gimme. That is a gimme. Charlie Harris, by the way, too, you said he had a strong performance yesterday. In the first tournament we had, they ended day 1 the day before you came, and he had 27 points in that affair. So Charlie Harris, a very strong shooter. Cullum going to go to the line as well. So a huge opportunity here. A lead that was 12, down to 7, has a chance to go back to 9 points here momentarily.
So Harris was their second leading scorer. He had double digits, but part of that is because of Bombardier, just being able to be the point guard and distribute the ball.
So it is 22 to 13.
And they get the ball.
And they do get the ball. 4 free throws, so again, it was a shooting foul, a technical foul, and because of the tech, they still remain with possession.
And they only made 1 free throw.
They only made 1. Well, technically,
now they did.
They made it. Yeah. They weren't put on the scoreboard yet.
Okay.
They did
3
make
or 4. 3 or 4.
3 or 4. And they make it a 5-point play on what could have been a 0-point play. 11 points is the lead, the second largest of the game. 6 and some change remaining here in half number 1. To the hoop, going up, off the mark. Here's transition. This is dangerous. A 3-on-1. Cullum stops, pops, can't get it. Harris puts it back. He can shoot more than just free throws, folks. An offensive read and a putback for Harris.
Harris will be a big factor on defense as well to kind of try and match that height from the hoop team.
There's 13 going up for the hoops. No contact made, and we have a weight whistle on the floor. Should be a shooting foul. We never even got a number, but I'm going to assume that's on Harris.
We've seen crazier games in this tournament. It's a 13-point game, but the swing can be crazy at times.
And we see 13 score already in today's contest. Had a putback earlier, missing the first opportunity, down by 13. Again, the largest lead now of this contest. Off the mark, Harris trying to corral it in with Norman. So Norman will work up top in rotation with Bombardier, an open space. He'll go to the line and can't get it in, gets his own miss. How did he corral it in? Norman penetrating again, going up. No contact made, and finally a whistle, and it'll be a jump ball.
I would have to agree with the Jags coach on that. I don't know how there was not any contact there.
I saw at least 3 different times the body fell to the floor that was green. At least. You know, that's just my eyes, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old.
3 white jerseys in the paint, so a lot of contact.
It's going to be one of those days. It's early.
It is early. It is early.
But the Jags nonetheless retain the lead, still 26 to 13. A response is needed here for the Hoops. We got 22 who's checked in most recently with number 3 as well on the Hoop squad. 13 working up top here against Norman. By the way, a check-in recently as well. Andrew Airy checking in for this Jaguars squad. So a nice little charge taken. I think Bombardier took a shot to the face, actually. Nursing his nose. Doesn't look like any blood, so that's good. But, yeah, he might have taken a nasty shot to the face. Fleming will check back in. And Bombardier going to take a second to breathe.
He might have got an elbow to the face.
Oh, those are never good.
Personally, I've experienced one. It is not fun.
I think the first time I ever checked into a game, my freshman year of high school, I got slapped in the face getting a rebound. Because I didn't realize how much of that happens in the paint, like, without anyone seeing it.
Funny, mine was off a 3 and they didn't call the foul.
Here's Harris wide open. The no-look by Cullum. Almost successful. Harris gets his own miss. Can't get contact. Oh, my goodness. And once again, it just looks like he was grabbed, and nothing happening. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on there in the paint, Mike.
Seems like some frustration a little bit. And that's what you can see with the passionate Jags team.
It's all right. This is a safe space. They're airing out some emotions at the moment in the paint, apparently, just letting it all out. Here's 13. That was a good shot. Just rolls off the rim. Fleming retains the board. So Fleming will work up top. Here's Cullum. Harris has some space. You don't want him to do that, Mike. You don't want Harris to do any of that. He's got a couple threes already.
You can't leave that man open. He will make you pay. Like you said, 27 points, what was it?
It was 27 points in the last tournament.
Crazy.
He's got 7 here in the first half, so he's getting on pace. He's getting on pace. That was a much-needed basket, the first basket in a few minutes now for South Florida.
Talk about a spot-up shooter, though. You cannot let Charlie Harris get going.
Not at all. Norman, and they're working the way they're rotating. They're working inside to find outlets. You can see that is the game plan. It's clear as day. Harris working around. Fleming kicks. There it is. Cullum has some space, decides to take it. And it'll be Harris up top working with Fleming. You notice, too, everybody can handle the ball very well. There's the outlet. Harris, again, another three. He's got 10 points and a 17-point advantage.
It's like Brian Scalabrine just making everything.
That's the White Mamba reference, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We love that. Harris working as himself as the White Mamba right now. But that was a nice finish by 2 of Southwest Florida. Cullum returning back to the paint. Finding it again. Space. Does Harris have it? Oh, just too strong. Norman fighting for it and nearly ripping it out. Boy, they are just fighting for every board. There's an open jumper. That was much needed by 13. And Southwest Florida answers.
It's a nice answer, but they're still down by 12.
But we know in this tournament, it's a game of runs. We've seen 12 points scored in a matter of a minute.
That's basketball for you.
There's some half-court pressure just a little bit coming from Southwest. It'll be Fleming up top. Harris, he thought about it. What a hesitation step. Harris has some footwork. Here's Norman. Norman rotating. Harris getting the offensive board. Charlie Harris with a dozen. 34-20. He's matching the jersey number in points. There's a three. That was much needed. How about a 3-for-2 trade?
Just trading baskets right now, and that's what you want to see from both teams in competitive basketball. I don't think they're going to go down without a fight, that's for sure.
Not at all. We saw the Southwest Florida squad really step up against the strong Raptors squad, strong Fusion squad yesterday. They have the capability, clearly, to get going on the offensive side, as that was a foul on the floor. It should be 2 shots, and we'll await to see who retained it. It looks to be 22 on the Southwest Florida squad, and it will send Norman to the line. We finally get a little bit of breathing room. Fleming's got a couple points so far. Under 90 seconds remain in half number 1, and what has been more so a controlled affair by the Jaguars, but Southwest Florida is not going anywhere. A couple threes have kept them within striking distance. That first attempt on the mark, and it should be 35-23.
Yeah, I just see Dabber check in for the
He'll make it. So we do have a substitution, as Mike mentioned. We got Luke Sheehan. Mr. Luke Sheehan. He's a dangerous little three-point shooter depending on the time of day. Again, the Jags have about 13 guys they can work through, so we'll be curious to see if he gets going.
You're telling me time of day, so if you hit threes in the morning?
And we'll see. There's plenty of time. It's still under 9 a.m. here at the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. As 12 of Southwest Florida gets on the board. The lead is now 10. They are chirping away.
10-point game here, under a minute in the first.
Here we go. Fleming up top. He's got Airy. Airy with the screen working. Harris over on the wing. He was wide open for a moment. Thought he was going to take it. Fleming thought about it. Fleming. He kicked it out. That's the most recent check-in, Ben Bayer. So Ben Bayer out on the floor. 12 nearly stepped out, but drives to the lane. Oh, and they're going to call a foul on 5. So Sheehan's going to grab his foul, and it will be a throw-in. 30 seconds remain. With Southwest Florida, Mike, a chance to cut it under double digits.
This is huge.
One of the bigger possessions of the half now for Southwest. Here's the drive, mid-range floater, rolls off. Bayer's got the board. That was a good shot.
Now the Jags have the last shot. Try and send it.
Fleming will take it up. This should be the last possession, barring any turnover. Here we go. 5 seconds Fleming kicks it. Harris can't retain. And I stand corrected, barring any turnover. There's the turnover. 2 seconds remain, just in time for one more shot. Here it is, folks. Laying it, going, and just off the side iron. It was close. It was close, but nonetheless, again, a controlling affair from the Jaguars. But, Mike, maybe this could be a reverse. A bit of a slow start for Southwest Florida. Now, in the second half, could we see them maybe pick up the pace and close the gap?
I'll tell you, Billy, I would 100% be okay with that first half if I'm Southwest Florida. You got us to a really slow start. Remember, it's early in the morning, 8:30 here at the sports campus, so a lot of time left. You got a whole second half left to play. You can make adjustments, but they got hot towards the end of the first, and that's what you love to see. Move the ball around, maybe make a couple defensive adjustments, try and make them make a mistake, maybe give them a taste of their own medicine, some half-court pressure like they were showing in the original first half. But they are very well in this game, and we talked about it. It's a game of runs. 10 points it could be mushed down in 2 minutes in a 10-0 run.
And we saw, a couple players in particular get hot for the Jaguars. Got to shout out Charlie Harris. Mike had mentioned him before he even got on the court, and the minute he did, he made a huge impact. A couple offensive boards, a couple of open threes from rotation, and Harris has a dozen alongside his teammate and Mr. Brandon Cullum, who had 11 early. They have 23 of 35 total points in under 3 minutes until the second half is about to get underway. So nonetheless, we are going to take a break, and we will be back in a couple minutes right here on the Florida Athletics Network. folks, to just in time. Second half action is underway here at the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus of Pasco County, Florida. Billy Adams alongside my co-host and color commentator, Mr. Michael Zanetti, also working the camera today as well, alongside producer Jonathan Torres. We're working. We're stringing along games once again, folks, and stringing along a lead right now are these Jupiter Jaguars. Very strong and very aggressive performance in half number one, but Southwest Florida started to show some signs of life at the very end, making a couple threes, making a couple baskets that were needed, and coincided that with a lot of big stops.
Nice little possession, get your offensive rebound, try and work it back inside.
We did not see a lot of inside work with 25 and 35 in Southwest Florida. That has already changed.
Well, that's
maybe
a good
some
start.
motion.
That's a good start.
That's a good sign.
We saw this Jaguars team kind of slow down in that second half versus the Raptors, so a very good ability to go on a run. Now an 8-point game.
This game moving very fast in half number one. No different here. We're already a minute into the half, and already 27 to 35. It's a non-10-point lead for the first time in what feels like forever. Again, a huge stop there. That miss was by Cullum. And all of a sudden, Southwest Florida could get within a couple possessions here, depending on this basket. There it is. It's an 8, now 6-point lead. 35 to 29 is your score, folks. We got a ball game.
And just like that, a 4-0 run to start this second half. You do not want to get behind if you're the Jaguars. I would say if you can't score this possession and then they cut it to 4, or, that's what you call that timeout.
You see the rotations on defense happening as well, a bit quicker, a bit smoother, not allowing any outlets at the moment. There's Cullum, the help defense in the paint working. Nicholas for 3. And Nicholas, we did not see that in the first half from Blake Nicholas.
He had one, but, that's what you want to see from that response.
And fighting for it at the baseline, the Jags nearly got it back. So again, that run by Southwest Florida continuing to get halted by something, and that time it was a Blake Nicholas 3. Right now, trying to get down court. That full court press is back.
That's the adjustment the Jags made.
Here's a mismatch. 25 on Nicholas, and almost rolling out, but does roll in. That's much needed.
To be able to not take a timeout and say, hey, we're going to press after being down on a 6-0 run, that's huge.
Huge block there in the paint. Norman lost the handle. Here comes the Hoops. They are not wasting any time. They're going to pick up the pace of their own. Here we go. There's the mismatch. They're going to work inside. Kicks it out. Here's an open 3. Goes off the back iron. Nicholas Corral.
Not a chance for the Jaguars to respond.
They're trying to. Cullum wants the response. Cullum has the response. The bank is back open in style.
Talked about it yesterday, but it's so frustrating. You go on a run, and then you can't keep the offense alive, and then just like that, 2 threes for the Jags.
How about a little hook pass? 35 and 25 working in tandem. Doesn't result in a shot, but it does result in a foul. So again, a 10-point lead, but as we've seen, it can be cut to as low as 6 at the moment. And now the Hoop Squad have a chance. That was our first foul of the half. 12:56 remains here in the game. First attempt is on the mark. Second attempt coming for 25 of the Hoop Squad with a chance to cut it to 8. Fighting for it after the missed attempt. And that's a huge opportunity. Making a free throw, not getting the second, but getting possession back. They could potentially turn this into a 4-point play.
Really, I'd go a little tempo here.
You're going to need it. Catch the Jags off guard. What will they do? Going to kick it back? And they went opposite tempo. Interesting.
You got a lot of time left.
I agreed with the call. I think, and that's exactly why. 31 of Fleming going up. 31 of Fleming going in and gets himself a 2-point jam.
Anytime you get a ball off the leg on your own end, nobody's getting ready to play defense. You got to speed things up. At least that's my mindset.
These Jaguars, remember, they are pests. They are a bit pesky. That didn't take much effort, but Southwest gets bailed out by the ill-advised pass. Here's a kick, a dish, a 3 is good. What a huge shot there from 2 of Southwest. They nearly lost it on the turnover.
That would have been nice last possession of barring the 2-point fast break. Unfortunate turn of events.
An 8-point advantage. One stop and score here for Southwest puts them right back where they were just a few minutes ago. Bombardier working up with Norman. Norman double teamed. Cullum wide open. Decides to halt. He'll take it in. They're going to reset.
I will say you got to credit this Hoops team. They've been playing a lot better second half defense.
Big-time adjustments coming in just a few minutes' time for Southwest Florida as time continues to wind down. Here's Norman. They are taking their time. No shot clock, remember. Cullum, and a huge stop there, and an 8-point deficit now for Southwest.
This is the chance for the Hoops to cut the lead. It's 8 right now.
I know a 2 would be big, but a 3 would be even bigger.
I would say slowly but surely. You got 11-11 left to play.
Here's some spin move action. 25 up top working. Once again working in the paint. And how about the finish coming from 25? Haven't seen a lot of that today.
I would take a timeout right here.
You really know the right time to take a timeout.
I feel like
that's huge.
It's just the inner coach in me.
Okay, coach. Okay, coach.
When you have that run and now the lead is cut to 6, I feel like this is a crucial possession.
Under 11 minutes, and if they miss this shot and allow a basket, I think you're absolutely right. Dangerous territory now. The Jags going up. Norman can't finish. This is the biggest opportunity for the Hoop Squad right here. Penetrate. Cullum with a big steal, and it's going to stay with the Jags. Wow. What a play by Cullum. He might have just saved it.
Now, do you think it's up? No, probably not.
I don't think so. Depends on how this possession goes.
I think you slow things down right here. Set up your style of basketball, run some pick and rolls, get inside.
Gonna have a hard time doing that with the Twin Towers there in the middle of the paint. Here's Norman. Cullum goes up. Cullum. That looks good. It's short. Here's the rotation. That's going up. That's going in. And that's another basket. I think you want it. And they got it. You hear the whistle. They got it.
Now he'll take the timeout. I don't know. They've been cutting the lead really well. That's a run right there. They were down by as many as 11. They have since gone on a 7-0 run. It has been an incredible Hoop second half.
I mean, the lead was 13 not too long ago in this half alone. It was down to 6, got back up to 13, down to 11. It's down to 4. And I can feel the energy and the signs of life here. We're standing by the sideline. That is Southwest Florida. They're hyped. They're happy. They're alive, and they've woken up at 9:06 in the morning. And there's still 10 minutes left in this game.
Oh, yeah. You got to have Mo on your side. That's how I say momentum. The momentum shift is so huge, and you can feel the shift of energy, especially when it's turning the other way in the hoops. Sometimes the timeout doesn't do you justice because they're in that much of a rhythm. That timeout just fires them up even more. So try and make some adjustments. That's what the Jaguars have been known to do. So we're going to see something different. That's for sure. They're definitely going to do something.
9:57 is the time remaining. 43-39 is the score. It was 10 points. It was 10 points in halftime, folks. But since then, it's a 14-8 advantage, barring any difference right now. 14-8 is the advantage for Southwest Florida here in this half.
Look at the pressure right off the top for the Hoops.
They're wasting no time. There's a Jags 3 side iron. Oh, a huge offensive board for Nicholas. Right place at the right time. Bombardier going into the paint. That's going to change momentum now. And Southwest Florida, folks, in uncharted territory, down by 4, they could cut it to as low as 1. Full court pressure coming. Norman able to get it. Cullum corral. A 4-on-1. Going up. Norman can't get it. And I think that's going to be a foul.
I don't know if I should say it's a good foul or not. It was in fast break, so you don't want to give up the easy bucket, but you did get the arm there.
Well, I was going to say, I don't even know if that was the intent. You know, I think they were just trying to block the shot. I think Norman had his arms in the right spot to draw the foul. So that's good on him. I got to say, though, it feels like a game of tease now with the Jaguars. You know,
if you would.
Exactly. We see Southwest coming back just in the nick of time. And then all of a sudden, the Jags pull out a steal or a quick fast break transition. And we see Norman fall to the ground. They get some contact. He's back up and running. Here's the full court press once again. Rotations coming for Southwest. There's an open shot. A weird turn of events. I think he might have.
He did try to alley it to himself.
I think he did. But nonetheless, they got the basket. That was just a weird way to see that. I kind of think he might have hesitated on the shot and didn't actually want it. Under 9 minutes remaining here in this contest now. 4-point advantage for the Jags.
And this is where you can take your time if you're the Jaguars. You have the lead. Don't want to take too much time, but you can slow the tempo of the game down and win the momentum back.
So here we go with Norman up top working with Bombardier. One person we have not seen in this game in the second half yet is Charlie Harris. And Cullum says no need. I got it. He had 3 threes in half number 1. He's got 4 here. There's a bit of half-court pressure coming. The Jags retaining possession. Open look. There's an open look, as you mentioned, off the back iron. Big offensive board. Unable to get it was 12, and it should be with the Jags.
And what was one thing 4-point game, now it's already going up to 7 with the Jags possession. So just the swings are just crazy, Billy.
Well, they do say Florida may or may not be a swing state nowadays. Who knows? Who knows? 7 points is the advantage. That look, by the way, the last look we got from 2 of Southwest, I mean, that's about as good a look as you can get, especially in a game like this. So unfortunate there, but nonetheless, 8 minutes remain, still plenty of time, and finally a moment of clarity maybe, and a moment to slow down. 100%. Rare moment here in this game. Here's Fleming working up top. He'll drive. Strong shoulder presence from Fleming. Cullum with a 3. And Cullum looking like CJ Cullum. He's looking like CJ McCollum right now.
What a 3-point shooter he is.
Oh my goodness, the wraparound. Here's a 3-on-2. Fleming goes up with contact and finishes. How about Fleming, the Jags? Doing a little speed run session to take an even bigger advantage. 53-41 is your score. 7.5 minutes remaining, Mike. And again, they're just playing chess. They're dumbing it down to checkers, and in the moment, and when it's time to take over, it's a game of chess.
I just love the fact that I'm looking at that bench. It's a 12-point lead, and there's just no emotion, no celebration, no awesome, let's go. How about let's get it back. Let's continue this run. Let's go on and let's beat them by 20. Now, obviously, you don't want to run your opponent into the ground, but I feel like that's not what they're doing. You're not looking at the scoreboard in this aspect. If you're a coach, obviously you are, but as a player, you're kind of worried about your game. What can you do to change the game? And McCollum has gone crazy with back-to-back threes. I mean, he's been ridiculous today.
He has been ridiculous. 17 points. We mentioned he had 2 free threes, to match the jersey number in half number 1. He's got a couple here in half number 2 for 17 total. And also, folks, again, it's not necessarily the idea of running a player or a team into the ground. It's the idea that 20 points now is almost the new 10 points of a lead. It's kind of how the game has evolved. You can score so fast and so much at a time now, with threes being bigger than ever, that a 20-point lead is now equivalent to what was a 10-point lead. So you want to be up by 20 in a comfortable situation nowadays, and that's the idea of the Jags in the moment.
That's the toughest thing is when you're down by double digits. You almost have to be perfect in order to get that lead back.
And trying to be perfect here is Southwest Florida off the mark. The Jags retaining possession and back the other way with 7 and some change. The man Norman, who got that most recent basket, working inside Ayer. We haven't seen much of him. Norman trying to save it, and a nice shot there by the Hoops. Under 7 minutes remain. This is critical time now for shots to start falling for the Hoop squad, especially to maintain themselves and also retain a way to come back.
They're running a play called Cold Rush. I couldn't tell you what it means, Billy, but it means something.
Needing a little gold rush right now. Trying to find some gold in the basket is 25. Unable to. 12 over Corral. Cullum to guard. Going up. Unable to get it. Does get his own miss. Puts it back. Oh, third time's not a charm. Fourth time neither. How about a fifth? Maybe. Norman's got it. Somebody's got to grab the basketball.
Well, it's travel there, so turn it over.
I mean, somebody had to get it at some point.
So right back to where we started.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you still got time to go on a run, but you got to start them out.
You got plenty of time, and you mentioned the up-tempo earlier on the inbounds. This might be a time for a little up-tempo. I would say maybe a borderline 3-point play if you get it.
Oh, no.
Open shot, but instead an outlet pass. Here's the 3.
Good look.
It looks good. It looks good. It's off the mark, though. The Jags back within possession here. 6 minutes remaining. And that should be a foul on the floor by 13.
It is. But look at the spin by Bombardier. I mean, just finding a way to just get around any means necessary.
And again, that's the dangerous thing about this Jags team is the defensive pressure they're applying. But the fact that they have speed, and they have 5 guys who can handle the ball on the court. There's McCollum. He's one of them. He's got 19.
He's not just a shooter. He can do it all. On the inside, outside, defense, you name it. That's a lot of what these Jags are doing.
Largest lead of the game is 14 now. 55-41. Going up. There it is. It's cut now to 12. That was a much-needed basket for the Hoops. The first basket in about 3 minutes' time. Here's Fleming working up top with Collum. Collum wants a screen instead of an outlet. There's a big stop. In transition we go, going up. And another basket. There's back-to-back swings. That's a 10-point game now.
For a long little bit of game of swinging. So, 10-point game now. 5:20, a lot of time here.
Plenty of time. They scored 4 in about 20 seconds time there, so they can certainly come back very, very quickly. They've done it twice already to cut the lead 2-4. There's a shot from Nicholas, and on the money, Nicholas. He'll go quiet for a little while, Mike, and he'll come out of the blue moon and say, by the way, guys, I can shoot.
I mean, that's what you need. Some players just stand up when they have to, and Nicholas is able to do it.
Under 5 minutes remaining. Crunch time is now. Not looking and going out. As Southwest Florida turns it over, not what you want to see, down by 12. The Jags have the opportunity now to just kind of run some clock and play at their own level. Bombardier are going to work up top with 12. Now, too much movement going on for this Jags team. They're just kind of letting Bombardier do what he wants, and Southwest takes it away. Here's another transition basket. This should be an easy layup, and lay in for 22, and the Hoop Squad down by 10. Fleming working up. Some half-court pressure coming from Hoops. Fleming on the left. Got some space, had to get it out, and Cullum retains. Ayer with the screen. Beautiful screen. Nicholas with a shot. Nicholas once again wakes up and says, smells of breakfast. It's breakfast time here at Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. 60-47. And again, just when you think they're closing in, Mike, the Jags come to life and say, nope, we're just doing our own thing.
I mean, that's the game. It's a game of runs, but, I mean, when you make the runs count the most, that's what it looks like right there. The Jags, they have a little bit of adversity. They cut the lead to 4, and then they got right back up to it. So they reset, they settled down. After the timeout, I was questioning, hey, are they going to be able to keep their momentum? It switched right back to the Jags, and they just took the lead with control. I mean, Nicholas helped them lead the way there.
The 60-47 is your score, and I'd say, folks, this is a crucial time because while you can make a quick run in a couple minutes' time, the problem is you don't have a lot of minutes anymore. Under 4 remaining, and if we see any kind of run being accumulated by the Jags at this point in time, you can almost kiss contention goodbye for the Southwest Florida squad. However, we've seen it done time and time again. They have come to life here in the second half regardless. It's just the Jags have also found a way to come to life even more so. So now, the question becomes, what kind of stops can we see? We've seen bits and pieces of it, of Southwest making stops, getting back on transition. How can they accumulate that for an extended period of time? A minute, maybe 2 minutes, and that could be the answer to this contest.
I mean, that's what that timeout will try and do for you. You got to go. 13 points in 4 minutes, less than that, so you got to move.
Every possession from this moment gets more crucial, especially for the Hoop Squad. Working up top. We have not seen them work in the paint too much today. It might be kind of out of the option at the moment. Working up top is 13. We've seen him a couple times today. That's off the front iron. Nicholas Corral, 3.5 minutes remain, and the Jags with possession.
Hasn't been the best today from 3 for him. Had that 1-3 in the first half, but he's just gone cold.
Here's Norman. Bombardier in the right spot. Bombardier so quick and so elusive. Here's Nicholas. Oh, you can't leave him open. Nicholas just short. gets his own miss in the right spot. Nicholas goes up, can't get it again, but a nice effort there by the point guard. In transition, Norman takes it away. Going up, going in, with contact, and Norman's going to finish with a foul. I hope he's all right. He took a bit of a shot there in the stands. He looks to be good. He's going to shoot some free throws. That was Zach Fleming, though. Zach Fleming with the finish, 62-47. And I think we got another technical foul. Wow, another technical foul, the second one in this contest, Mike. Boy, I wish we could be out there. I want to know what's going on. I want to know. Let's get on the floor, Billy. We got this. We got this. By the way, folks, I guess we can also mention, too, we're kind of closing in on a 20-point swing, which would end this game in 54 seconds if we make it.
One more three from Nicholas, McCollum. I mean,
that's all you need.
There's a lot of players that can do it for you.
It's amazing we're even at this point, as you might see in the background, Liberty Edge getting ready. They should be the next matchup in today's slate of affairs. So again, a technical foul, you know what that means? A free throw, a couple free throws, and also a possession retainment coming for the Jaguars.
Have some miscommunication on the hoops bench.
So here's Column. Bombardier again. They could close this one out. Bombardier for two. He's got it. And some contact from Bombardier. How about the finish from the point guard? The mid-range game is alive and well with 2:45 remaining.
A chance to end it here with 45 seconds in the 2-minute rule.
If he makes it and they get to 2 minutes without a score from the hoops, that will conclude the game.
I mean, what a change of events. Getting the most points of the league today. But, wow, I mean, there it is. 20-point lead for your Jaguars.
And the clock will also continue to run. So time is even more crucial now for the hoops. What will they do? They need a basket or something here. Working inside. 30 seconds potentially remain. Here we go, going up. Unable to finish. There it is. That could be the finishing touch for the Jaguars. 15 seconds now remain. Bombardier working. There's air in the paint. Airy wants it. Bombardier takes it. And I think they're just going to let this one run out.
If they have it.
Just Harris won another. We did not see Charlie Harris, by the way, all half long. Interesting enough.
They didn't need to.
They didn't need him. Saving them and getting fresh legs for the next game. But how about this matchup, folks? A great start to what is set to be a fantastic slate against the Jaguars. After a bit of a slower start in the first half, absolutely come out swinging on all ends for the remainder of the half. And that is thanks to strong performances from Blake Nicholas and Brandon Cullum. Charlie Harris with a huge first half as well. And this is a 67-47 matchup, Mike. And that one, despite being a 20-point swing, it didn't disappoint.
This is a team that could go all the way right here. But just the amount of depth on the squad, but also the playmaking from Bombardier to be able to dish. McCullum, I mean, he can do it all, like handle. I mean, it was a great game all around. And credit the Hoops team for being able to be resilient, stay in that game, and be able to cut it to 4. Just unfortunately couldn't have that at the end, and then they ran away with it at the end. The Jaguars, they were just too hard to stop from 3.
I mean, matching the prowess of the Jaguars. They're just quick, elusive, and they're everywhere, even when you don't know it. Even when you don't know it. But a 20-point swing is how we'll start game number 1, and game number 2 is set to take place in about 9 minutes' time. Again, Billy Adams alongside Michael Zanetti. We will be back in a couple minutes' time for game number 2, and we have a lot more basketball action to cover right here, folks, on the Florida Athletics Network.